To get you up to speed, we're on the Lake Cumberland Track on the west coast of Tasmania. With one vehicle through the daunting switchback, now it's my turn to navigate the Jeep up. But before we go any further, hit that subscribe button. With border closures and travel restrictions affecting most of 2020, we've finally escaped to the best island Australia has to offer, with just one goal in mind: to drive as many tracks as possible.
We are back in Tasmania. What a track!
So pull the boots on and throw the swag in, because you're jumping in with us for an epic Tasmanian adventure.
Stay tuned, plenty to come in this series. Back to Tassie.
Look good while you're getting sidetracked. New gear available at SIDETRACKED.AUSTRALIA.com.au. With the patrol on the top side of the switchback, all the focus is now on the Jeep. Reversing up seemed to be a good option, and I think the Jeep is a little bit more manoeuvrable in these kind of scenarios. It's difficult driving though. In these conditions, the current setup is just not low enough, and it's a very fine line between riding the clutch and stalling the motor.
About to go up.
Now that I'm facing back down the track, it's up to Jordan to guide me up through the 15-metre rut towards the climb.
Yeah, swing it in now. Just wait there, Marko, wait there.
Nico's stopped me there as he's seen a decent sized rock right on line. The best thing for it is move it to the side, well out of the way. And with that done, back up we go.
It should, I reckon if you go left hand down and back, I reckon your wheel will stay. You only need to just get around this rock. I reckon that'll still want to push that way on that little bank. I don't reckon you'll climb it, it'd be too slippery. Yeah, that'll probably do you. Yeah, straighten up. Yeah, nice. Now around you go.
The slippery bank guided me to exactly where we wanted to go. But now, as I want the front to climb, the slippery bank just isn't allowing it. You can now see the size difference between the two vehicles. The Jeep is much more manoeuvrable and almost in position already to tackle the climb. One more shuffle and we're lining up the max tracks to take the edge off that extreme angle.
Start with that, Marko. We may take another bite still. That back end, you probably want to slide that back down. Go straighten up a bit. Yeah.
Once again, no locker here, and wheel spin on this angle could send me sideways off the track.
Stop there. I'll grab some more maxis. You left hand down and backwards a bit, Mark. There we go, real nice and easy if you can. Left hand down a little bit. There's a stack of match tracks there that probably right hand. Yeah. Right hand. Start to come up and slow down. Stop there, Marko. Just easy, feeling good.
It's starting to feel really sketchy from in here. I have no idea how it's looking, but all I can do is trust Nick, his spotting, and his max track placement.
Hold him there. Nice and easy. We're coming up now. Yep. You get that? Nice. Woo!
Hell yeah! Pretty pumped to be past that challenge. Now let's throw these max tracks back on and see what else this track has to offer.
Nice. We're on to a winner here, boys.
How'd you feel, Mark?
Not too bad actually. I was worried before I got up there. I think those max tracks placements were mid. There's been 2 places in a 4-wheel drive where I start to get the shakes. Halfway up this switchback, and the last time we were in Tassie, trying to cross the waterfall on Climbey's track. And funnily enough, both within about 5 kilometres.
That was bloody good fun. Got to think about a few things. It's quite enjoyable. Another bit of a hairpin here. I don't think it's going to be as serious as that one, but might take a bit of a might just have to get out and have a bit of a look here.
30 metres up and Nick's back out on foot, deciding on a line. It's another switchback that's going to need a few stabs to get in position for. This one is muddier and still very steep, with the added thrill of a sheer drop if you go too far back. Nick climbs the rocks, the patrol slips and gets really light, and by the look on his face, there could just be a clean up in aisle 1 tonight. On the second attempt, he's taken a slightly different line, but still ends up with one hell of a wheel lift. After watching that, I'm going to take the high line. I know exactly why he didn't take this line. It's because it's slippery, narrow, and if you come unstuck, you're almost certainly going to roll. Up ahead, Nick's found some big holes, and right next to those is a large tree with a few battle scars on it, something that we're not looking to add to. Nick's come to a stop as all 4 wheels are trying to climb at the same time, so he's throwing a couple of tracks down to help with the traction. A good example of why we mount our tracks somewhere quick and easy to get to. You don't want to be rummaging around in the cargo area for your recovery gear.
Start them out.
Can you not come back even more and go high on that rock in the rear, right? So it goes above it, not...
So move in. Yeah, over to the right, you're saying?
Yeah, about a foot to the right.
No, I'm coming right back.
Nick's backed right up to drive on the top side of the track. This takes him closer to the tree, but it's a much easier drive. And just as the rear of the patrol passes the tree, it shaves a layer of dirt off of it. I'm taking the same line as Nick, but to try and prevent it leaning into the tree, we're dropping a few tracks down to lift that side up. The Jeep is narrower than the patrol, but it's straight up and down, so it's still going to be tight.
You got lucky there. My God, you got lucky there. Yeah. That rock of the thing's just come good, or he got banged.
It's looking like we are getting to the more of a clearing up top. The bloody fog's settling down. You can see the fog settling on us. Oh hell, that's tight. Hold the mirror back. Hell, bells. But she's going to be a... Oh, we can see daylight.
We've lost track of time up until now. Driving for hours below the forest canopy and with a thick fog all day, it's only until we drive out into a clearing do we really even think about the time. With no real idea, we can only assume we're getting close to the lake. And with the option of going back down today, well out of the window, what we do know is finding a campsite is now at the top of the to-do list.
Take longer than you thought that bit this morning?
Definitely.
The first part?
Yeah. First part of the track was way worse than I thought it would be. Rutted, big boulders, bit of track building. Bloody good. I'm stoked about it because you know, I assumed that the switchback was going to be the main event. It probably was the main event still, but there was...
Oh, we had the work to get there.
Definitely. It was definitely, you know, pretty well spotting the whole way.
It's pretty late in the day.
Speaking of which, yeah. We just got to the, well, what seems like the top, and relatively easy drive, just overgrown, but now we've got a bit of a descent. Let's have a bit of a look. Yeah, a bit of a descent. Angus it's not too bad. It's pretty only one way you can go down here anyway, because there's not much width on the track, but bit of scrapey. Everything will fly at the front of the car. Probably don't advise this track if you don't like pinstripes by the looks of it. Wasn't too bad beforehand, but that's a good sound if you hate your paint.
If it's not rocks and tight switchbacks, it's bogs and pinstriping. This track just keeps on giving. There's been constant challenges the whole way, just like this one here. A rocky climb with some really bad angles, which the patrol manages to climb up without much of a problem at all.
You can go your way a bit.
Yep.
But yeah, forward on that.
Like that?
Yep.
I honestly think we should hook your winch on.
From the driver's seat, this doesn't feel good, and hearing Nick call for the winch makes me think it doesn't look too safe either. Nick wants to get the winch out to prevent the Jeep rolling into the scrub.
Probably would have been right with the winch without a winch, but keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
The winch is just a safety while I reverse back down for another crack. I need to keep my tyres from slipping over to the right.
Now, stop there. Now left hand down. I'll just disconnect that winch and bring it this other side of the tree. You got any scissors? Yep. Left hand down a bit. Left hand down. Yep. Straight, straight. That should push, it'll push over your way.
A quick pull using the patrol as an anchor, and we're all up and on the move again. It really opens up once we finish climbing the mountain, which is a good sight as we're all getting hungry and pretty keen to get a fire going too. But it's slow going, with rocks and mud still keeping things interesting. The track is now starting to diminish, and as we continue forward, Nick's found that Tassie marsh. Nick quickly retreats, but doesn't quite get back onto solid ground, and he knows all too well, in these established ruts, the more he spins the wheels, the lower he'll go. So he jumps out and hooks the winch straight up. With Nick back under his own steam, he goes again with a little more momentum. So close, but he doesn't quite make it. So it's max tracks from here. To get the best purchase on the max tracks, Nick backs up a little so Angus can place the boards deeper in the ruts. That, combined with the alloy teeth on the max tracks extremes, and you won't have any dramas getting them to buy. Given Nick's in a bit of a valley here, another attempt will hopefully be all we need to get out of this wet section.
That's a hell of a launching.
Now we've had some pretty stuck max tracks in the past, but this is next level. Having 2/3 up in the air and 2 grown men hanging off of them, these things are proper stuck.
Huh.
As we're pulling the max tracks from the Earth's core, we discuss our options, as that was more of a struggle than we wanted at this hour. We decide, rather than driving another vehicle through that same wet patch, that it would be quicker to just take the patrol from here and see what's ahead.
Mark, anything?
There is 2 fire pits, like, where people...
And it's not long, and we're leaving the patrol behind as well. We're out on foot.
You can't even walk on this stuff.
And as you get out there, like on the tip there, you got the cold stuff that we
Yeah, right.
like coming off the water.
Yeah.
Like it drops heaps. Yeah. The breeze is coming over the water there. But there's no way I'd be driving down there.
This is exactly like the Balfour track that we got.
Yep.
Nick cleans up for the co-pilot, and we're turning around. Nick's got another idea for getting back across the same bog. Idle it through without breaking the crust.
Looks good.
We haven't come past any ideal camps, so tonight we might be camping on the track. And given there's no one else around, that shouldn't be a problem.
I remember this being so bloody. I don't remember that being so steep. Yeah. And again, I don't remember much. Well, we're calling it stumps. We are at the top of Lake Cumberland Track, and we are going to camp on the track purely because we don't have time to get down to the bottom tonight. So. Not ideal campsite, but what do you do?
You think Jordan camp?
Looks as good as any we've seen.
Some of the best. Let's go, Nick.
Camping on top of Lake Cumberland Track. Not ideal at any stretch of the imagination, but we literally have no time today. What is the time? 4 o'clock on the knocker. That took us, we left at 10 from the camp down the bottom. But that's 6 hours. So if we get back down at 10 o'clock tonight, maybe. Call it quits for the day. Sit down and enjoy 2 beers each because we are on serious beer rations. Have some dinner and roll the swags out. Tackle it in the morning.
Yeah. Look at these filthy animals. And the vehicles as well there.
What's the verdict, Marko? Hell of a track?
Crazy.
Waste of time or?
Oh, mate, I'm glad we've come straight here.
Yeah.
What you were expecting? The track itself?
No. It was hard the whole way, pretty much.
Yeah, like I said.
Need a spotter the whole way.
And I said to Angus and Jordan, no, won't need a spotter for this section.
Yeah.
Jump in the car, we'll cruise, this looks a bit easier. You're in the car for 15 metres and back out.
Out again. Car stops in front of you. Oh, you better get out.
Epic. I honestly thought the first section was like, rather than there's a few chicken tracks around a little bit of it, and then I thought, oh, she'll flatten out.
Yeah.
Because you only really see anything of the switchback, the famous Cumberland Lake switchback.
Which was pretty impressive.
Way worse than I thought it was.
Mm.
It's an awesome little challenge.
But yeah, it seemed challenging enough before we even got to that. But just not what we expected time frame wise.
I thought we'd be turning around at the switchback.
Yeah. No faith, Jordan.
Well, I mean, to be honest, we did turn around and reversed up.
I think that's definitely an easy way of doing it.
Yeah, I was a bit worried with like the awning and weight on the roof.
Yeah.
That, you know, as soon as it just amplifies any angle so much more. Like,
Yeah, no, epic track, and we're not even back yet.
Yeah.
It's still up here at the top at the lake.
Yeah.
Go all the way down.
That was great fun, unexpected. Just leave camp, drive 3 minutes, not even, and suddenly it was like, oh, this looks a bit full on.
yeah.
The Max Tracks did a good job.
Yeah, bit of track building always helps.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
difference. Little bridges here, up you go, before you couldn't even get through there, and probably a couple of times got caught out, especially with you, where we just went into it, and then we were
twice there at the end. I did that. Like there was one not too far down,
Near that tree.
and I was going at it again. Didn't happen. Mark's like shuffle over, bang. It was so much easier.
Yeah.
Less stress on everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's purely it's probably getting a little bit complacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was getting later in the afternoon.
You started giving it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I did. Yeah, it'll be interesting in the morning. Like there are some steep spots there.
Yeah.
We don't want to be sliding and then
Yeah.
diff into rocks.
Yeah.
That's the worst. It's still going to have to be pretty damn cautious. You know, momentum's a hell of a thing, but it can also be a pain in the arse. We'll soon find out.
After the Cape York trip, Angus is still not allowed within 30 yards of the hot dog, so he's brought along the next best thing. Tonight, we're eating Kranskis.
Bacon and onion medley. And cheese.
It's an old family recipe, isn't it?
It is.
Old family recipe we're trying for the first time. Medley.
No, that looks just bloody good.
Happy?
Thank you very much.
This is going to be bloody hard to jam in my mouth.
It's not bad. A feed, a view,
That's good.
no one for miles.
Need to keep the boys
This
fed.
is what we come for. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to work this one out. What goes up must come down. We're only halfway on this one. Before we head to Tassie's hardest track, we've still got to make it down, which brings its own challenges. All that and more in track 4.